No, I said damn.
Damn what?
Damn book.
Damn what book?
The creeping slasher. It's being true to its title. Not the slasher part, but the creeping part. I can't figure out where it's got to, and it's driving me berserk.
The plot of the disappearance.
Both. And it was due back to the library yesterday. Bad enough not finding the book or learning the identity of the killer, without getting fined 10 cents a day besides.
But the library wasn't open yesterday.
It wasn't. Why not?
The library is never open on Sunday.
Sunday? Yesterday was Sunday? But that means what, ma'am? Today must be Monday, and it can't be.
I don't see why not, ma'am. Monday does have a way of falling to Sunday.
But Bianca, it's impossible. Firstly, if it's Monday, then the damn book is at least 2 days overdue, and I'm just not that slow a reader. Secondly, if it's Monday, Mr. Gilmore will be in his office today, and I called him there twice, and he's not. Perhaps he stepped out. Bianca, Mr. Gilmore is a broker. Mondays are busy days for him. No one on Wall Street steps out on a Monday.
Nevertheless, ma'am.
All right. Have it your way. Monday it is. I don't suppose you've seen the creepy flasher riding about.
No, ma'am.
Where did you see it last? I always read right there, before the fire. October 10th will be chilly. It's cozy that way.
It is rather chilly in here now that you mentioned it. I'll just start the fire.
For all the good it would do.
Ma'am?
I mean, what's the point of having a nice cozy chair before the fire and no creeping flasher?
That's true enough. Still, if you do find the book, the fire would be cozy and ready for you.
Oh, Bianca, you are a treasure.
Ma'am, if I might ask you a question, why do you always hide your mystery throwers?
I'm not sure I follow that, Bianca.
Well, you do read everything by Antonio Frank. I'm surprised you simply don't have them all in the nice bookshelf in your room.
Oh, but Bianca, how could I? Think of the library.
I mean, found them, ma'am. If you enjoy them so much, I should think you want to own them.
Oh, I would. I truly would. But be reasonable, Bianca. If I bought them all, I'd soon run out of time. There are only so many chair cushions in yours.
But why have them in the first place?
Oh, now I see. Well, it's really very simple. Mr. Gilmore doesn't approve of mystery novels. He says they're out of mind. He thinks people should read nothing but the classics like War and Peace. Tried that one. Never did. Everybody's named Ivan Ivanovich, or some such impossible name. Now there's a book that could really rock my mind.
Well then, if you must hide your mystery drawers, why not just have one special hiding spot? You know, a place where the book will always be when you want it.
Because I never know where I'll be when Tobias pops up. I have to just look in the quickest place that can be.
Well then, try to remember. Where were you the last time he popped up and you had to just creep and flasher?
I wish I knew. Tobias pops up everywhere in this department. Still, why should he? I mean, after all, isn't it wrong? Which reminds me, it's nearly 6 o'clock. Shouldn't he be here by now?
Perhaps he stepped out to buy your birthday present.
A what? Birthday present? Oh dear. I can't be another year older. Can I?
Of course not, ma'am. Your birthday isn't till tomorrow.
Well, that's a mercy.
If I may say so, you don't look your age at all. However do you do it?
Work, Bianca. Hard work. Getting plenty of exercise. Watching my diet. And of course, avoiding late hours whenever possible. A woman needs her beauty rest. Beauty rest! That's it! My missing thrillers underneath the mattress. Oh, thank you, Bianca. For what? I simply must get back to the library today.
Am I taking your car?
No, try that once, never again. I'll just take the bus, because I only have 2 more chapters to go.
You're not going to finish reading it?
Oh, in my car. I tried it once, but I just got stuck at the stop signal, and people kept honking their horns at me, and oh, jeez.
There you are, ma'am.
Oh, thank you, Bianca. You are a treasure.
Oh, ma'am. What should I tell Mr. Gilmore?
About what?
Well, if he should come home and you're not here.
Tell him I went out for a stroll.
In October?
Why not? I mean, after all, it is October, isn't it?
Oh, ma'am, back so soon?
Forgot my purse. They won't let you on the bus without money. They really won't. could eventually get downtown for nothing.
The only problem is waiting about your friend. It can take you a half a day of a trip with anything.
Still, it's worth remembering. In case one ever gets stuck without bus fare. Oh, good. I hope my library card's in here. I wouldn't want to have to come home empty-handed. Good. Bianca, I hope you haven't taken to drinking on duty.
Oh no, ma'am. This is for Mr. Gilmore. He likes it ready and waiting when you come through that door. Working on Wall Street must be something of strange.
No, not really. Tobias just likes martini. No, I really must dash.
Silly goose.
Thank you. Oh, I've read it.
Excuse me, ma'am, but...
First and fourth, Mr. Gilmore in?
No, ma'am, but he's suspected momentarily. Would you care to have a seat?
Thank you, my dear.
May I take your coat while you're waiting?
No, thank you, my dear. I won't be staying long.
Would you like a drink?
Why, thank you, yes.
Here you are, ma'am.
Thank you, my dear. This is delicious.
Yes, I know. I mean, that's
Good evening, Bianca. Persis, what are you doing here?
Shouldn't she be?
What? Oh, of course she should. Just wasn't expecting her. She's a business acquaintance. It's unusual she outside office hours. Is Mrs. Gilmore in?
No, sir, but she went out to take a stroll.
Oh, good.
Why?
She needs the exercise.
Can't get enough exercise. Speeds up the skin and firms the blood. That's the other way around.
Bianca, don't you have something to do in the kitchen?
Such as?
Fixing dinner?
It's all fixed.
Clean the pots then.
All cleaned and put away.
Scrubbing the floor.
All scrubbed.
The counters?
Them two.
The ceiling.
Damn.
Tobias, you have a maid who answers the door, mixes drinks, makes dinner, does the dishes, scrubs the floor, counters, and ceiling. The maid's not supposed to do all those things.
Bianca doesn't know that.
But,
Never mind my maid. What are you doing here?
why, I wanted to see the decor of the place. After all, if I'm going to see the upholstery and the seaplane, I want to choose something suitable to like to see.
You keep your voice down. Bianca is here like a beaver.
But why shouldn't she hear?
Because the sequence is a surprise for my wife's birthday tomorrow. She hears and mentions it to her.
Oh, so that's what all the secrecy is about. You should have told me it was a surprise. No wonder you were so nervous about whether your wife was here or not.
I didn't tell you it was a surprise because I never expected you to even meet my wife. But it is, and you must. Now you've seen the decor, so if you can, get out of here.
But I haven't seen the bedroom yet.
So,
A woman's most personal taste goes into the decor of her bedroom. That would be the decor I'm seeking.
all right. Straight over here. Be quick about it. Marcia may be home at any moment.
Oh, yeah. I thought I heard the door.
The flasher seems to be freaking again. I could have sworn I left it right here.
Oh, you did, ma'am. I
of our plans to take it completely by surprise.
I'm sure we can pull it off without a hitch. After all, she has no reason to distrust you tomorrow when you suggest to drive down to the bay.
Can hardly wait to see her face when we get here. Especially when I break that champagne bottle across her nose. And two of us stand and watch as she slides slowly into the water.
Seems such a waste of good champagne.
Find such a good coffee. Besides, there'll be plenty of champagne to drink afterward at the party.
I certainly hope you'll let me propose a toast. Your wife has such marvelous taste in bedroom decor and husband.
After my little surprise bound by the bay, I prefer Marcia to be here in spirit. We kind of ashamed, really. You're not here drinking champagne while she's up there floating through the heavens.
I really should insist you bring her back here afterward.
Well, I'll try. But after I surprise her, I might have to drag her away from this bottle.
Well, Kate, hurrah.
Bianca!
Oh, sir, back so soon?
Back? Back from where? I haven't been out.
Well, a moment ago, when I didn't see you or that before lady.
We were in the bedroom playing a surprise for Mrs. Gilmore.
Kind of surprised.
Never you mind. And by the way, we're not to mention Mr. Moore's visit to my wife under any circumstances.
Oh no, sir. That is, if you don't want me to.
Good. I knew I could count on your discretion.
Oh, always, sir.
Good. Bianca, where's my martini?
Oh, that's before they drink it. Here, let me make you another. Stuff in the shaker's probably all diluted by now.
Oh, wait, matter of fact, I like to shower before dinner. Just have a wedding when I come out.
Very good, sir.
Bianca! My husband and that DeVore woman are planning to murder me.
Oh, come now, ma'am. You've been reading too many mystery stories.
It's just like in the creepy slasher, with one fortunate difference. I caught on to their sort of scheme.
Well, if you were right, ma'am, why don't you just try to stay away from the bed?
That would only delay their plan. They'd find another way and another time. And the next time, I might not find out about it till it was too late. What is this stuff anyway?
Martinis, ma'am.
Oh, that explains it. I hate martinis.
Can I make you something different?
No. Not unless you're distracted to enjoy anything right now. What I really need is a plan of action. Bianca,
Ma'am?
what would you do in my place? I mean, if Tobias were going to murder you and run off with another woman.
I prefer domestic shooting. They're very strict about things like this.
I mean, if you were his wife.
Oh, of course. I suppose I call the police. You're terribly set against you being bumped off.
The police! That's it! Why didn't I think of that? Oh, Bianca, you are a treasure. Damn!
Ma'am?
I've got one of those recordings telling me not to bother the operator unless it's absolutely necessary. As if she has anything else to do with her time. I wonder why they... Hello, operator? Yes, this is an emergency. Of course I'm sure. Well, don't cross my heart and hope to die. I want to talk to a police official. No, I don't know which one. Anyone will do. Because I'm about to be murdered. By my husband. How do I know why? Maybe he's not aware of it. Really, operator, so just take the time to be married. Can I please speak to the police? But I don't want the number. I want the police. Yes, I am writing this down for future reference. Thank you. Hello, police. My husband's going to murder me. Could you come right over? My name? Do you really have to have that? Well, you know, with the scandal and all, I'd really rather not. But can't I just give you our address and apartment number? I'm the only wife here who's about to be murdered. What? Well, my husband's going to murder me. Tomorrow down by the bay? Oh, no, there were no other witnesses, except for the woman he's in cahoots with. But I doubt if she'd testify to it. Is there anything you can do? Look, you could hardly stake out the entire bay. No, I don't know where on the bay he plans to do it. Ask him, are you nuts? All I know is he and this woman are planning to lure me down to the bay, pop me with a bottle, and drop me in the drain.
You need an ally.
Ally? You mean like England or France?
Of course not. I mean, some person you can trust. Someone to help you save yourself from doom whenever the police fail you. Sending all the best mystery stories.
Yes, but usually by a man who loves the heroine, so they can run off together after the husband is caught red-handed and sent to the chair. I don't know anything like that.
What about that Mr. Baxter across the hallway?
I'm sorry,
He's not in love with me, is he?
Well, not yet. That's what happens halfway through the book.
No. I mean, even if Virgil helped and fell in love while helping, what good would it do him? I'm not in love with Virgil.
You could tell him you were.
Is that quite fair to man?
Anything's better than being bossed with the bottle and dropped in the drain.
Yes, but it seems such an unkind thing to do.
And getting murdered doesn't?
Well, since you put it that way, Virgil it is. Don't know his number by any chance.
As a matter of fact, I do. It's the same as ours, except the last two digits are reversed. We get ever so many phone calls from people following for your home.
Do you suppose he gets called or intended for us?
I don't see why not. Fair is fair.
Hello, Virgil. It's Marcia Gilmore. Fine, just fine. Well, actually, not that fine. At least not emotionally. No, I'm not ill. The fact of the matter is, something dreadful has come up. You're the only person in the world who can help me. So I was wondering if... Never mind. Darling, did you have a nice shower?
Well, no nicer than normal. How's enough, I suppose? Who's on the phone, dear?
No one.
But
That is, no one we know. Total stranger. Wrong number. You stay.
what did you tell me? Never mind. Never mind what?
Never mind the inconvenience he's caused her.
Right.
Marcia, is there anything wrong?
Of course not, darling. What an odd thing to ask.
You seem sort of tense or something. You haven't been reading those Blood and Thunder stories again, I hope.
Nonsense!
You know how nervous those things make you, darling. Trash, nothing but trash. Rocks the mind, you know.
Yes. That's why I'm not nervous anymore. That's why I'm calm, serene, in total control.
Marcia, I thought it was a doorbell.
Doorbell? What doorbell? I didn't hear any doorbell.
Darling, what's the matter?
Scream? I didn't scream. It's therapy. Primal scream therapy. Dreadfully good for relieving tension, relaxing nerves.
Not for anybody within earshot. Beyond, can we please answer the bell?
You mean the knock?
Somebody's at that door.
Tell them I'm busy.
I'm coming. Don't break the door down.
I'll get it.
I heard a woman scream.
Who did it?
Stay away from me.
You mean what, a noise?
Does that answer your question?
Isn't anybody gonna get the doors? Virgil!
Marcia, thank heaven you're all right. After that phone call and when I heard you scream.
What phone call?
Yesterday! When you phoned yesterday, we got cut off. Naturally, it worried you a bit, and you decided to come over and investigate.
Right. Wait, you waited a whole day to investigate?
Well, better late than never. I better get that shit.
Do you know that's the second time she said that tonight? I wonder what...
Bianca is just conscientious, that's all. Not many neighbors take it part of their duty to clean the kitchen ceiling.
Clean it, but she said get on it.
Oh, Marcia, now that's an idiom for work. If you have a job to do, you say you better get on it. You have a ceiling to clean.
Okay. And I must say I'm relieved. Well, why did she start doing such a thing some near dinner time?
It's your conscientiousness, I tell you. It's not as though she's been ordered to do it, just clear out the room or anything.
No, of course not, darling.
Well, I guess I'll be leaving now.
That is, can't you stay for dinner? It's been so long since we had a chance to chat.
I thought you spoke on the phone only yesterday.
But so much has happened since then.
Such as?
That's what we're going to chat about at dinner.
Right.
Oh, very well. Better get Bianca off that ceiling.
No matter what happens, act natural.
Better late than never, for some people.
All right, shall we?
Percy! Are you safe coming back here? I was there in the next room.
I know, don't worry, I figured out a cover story. Just tell her I'm an interior decorator, come join the department.
Persis, you are interior decorator.
I know, that's what's so perfect about it. Just I can show her credentials and everything. She'll never guess the real reason I'm here.
And what is the real reason, come and think of it? We better have our story straight. She suspects for a moment what we have in store for her tomorrow.
Don't worry, I want to knock her dead tomorrow just as much as you do.
Keep your voice down. She's right in the next room.
Oh, you're right. Let me show you what I've come here to show you. How would this look stitched to the back of her seat?
Would it hold together? She squirmed a lot.
Perhaps not. I tell you what, I can attach it with a lot of upholstery nails.
Ah, yes, sounds perfect. She'll never work loose no matter how much you thrash about.
And this I thought to be dramatic, cemented over her head.
Cemented?
Well, ordinary glue just wouldn't hold it in place. The bay is very damp.
That's for sure. Do anything you want. The point is, once Marcia's in it, I don't want to hear her complain.
Oh, that reminds me. How do you like this material for the strap? Come on, give me a touch.
Well, that should certainly hold her securely.
I should hope so. Once she's bobbing in the bay, we don't want her popping out of this thing without warning.
That's for sure. Here, now put those things away before she comes back and sees them.
Oh, by the way, you better figure out some excuse to lure her down there tomorrow.
I already have it. Crap.
I was only trying to help.
Persis, I'm not calling you names. I'm referring to secrets. Marcia adores crab. I'll simply tell her I discovered a new Bayside restaurant that specializes. Pretend to take her lunch here tomorrow for her birthday. Do you see?
It sounds like a foolproof scheme. You drive her to the pier,
We stroll casually down to the end of it.
and as she glances idly down towards the water,
I take out the champagne bottle and
crash, and
splash.
home for the bag.
Excuse me, Mr. Gilmore, but will Mr. Ford be staying for dinner?
Have you had dinner?
Well, as a matter of fact,
Good, then it's all settled. Miss DeVore will be staying for dinner, Bianca.
Very good, Mr.
Shall we join you others in the dining room?
all right, Les.
Well, for that, I'd like you to meet my wife, Marcia, and her neighbor, Virgil Baxter.
Happy to meet you, Miss DeVore. Or whoever you are.
Don't be so cruel. Call her person. Or something.
Have we met before?
No,
No, but everybody knows the famous interior decorator.
yes, hear your name all the time, everywhere. You must be a marvel.
Well, how did you recognize her face?
Your turn.
Saw it in the paper.
Really? I never saw in the paper.
Neither did I.
Well, you both have been so busy advising clients, decorating interiors.
That's sure enough, I dare say.
Oh, I'd love to see my pictures. Do you still have the paper?
Do we? No. What a shame. Shall we all have a drink before dinner?
That sounds like a lovely idea.
Something strong.
I know what you mean.
Mr. Baxter, what's your line of work?
I'm a pharmacist, and please call me Virgil.
I wouldn't think pharmacists would be much interested in interior decorating.
Not professionally, of course, but it's just your photo. It was so striking in the paper when I saw it.
Oh, I'd certainly like to see a copy. What exactly was it?
Saturday.
Both days?
It was a two-part story.
Oh, how delightful. In which paper?
The Times?
Both papers?
Well, it wasn't an exclusive interview.
Interview? I didn't give an interview last week.
Are you sure? Of course you're sure.
Say, maybe they interviewed you earlier.
And ran the story later. Still in all, thank you, Clyde. It all sounds rather odd.
Well, a lot of the news is weird.
Listen, Carl. Why don't you take her to the dining room and show her she's seated for dinner?
Can't that wait till dinner?
You made me do it with Virgil.
Well, Persis, if you like.
Oh, I suppose we better. I mean, if they have to do it.
Come along, my dear. It's not
armored area.
But you've got to do something.
In fact, I've only got until tomorrow.
Do you have a gun?
No, do you?
No, I hate guns.
Well, so do I. And even if I did, I'm not sure I'd have the nerve to just haul up and shoot somebody.
Even if you had, things could get pretty sticky afterwards when the police came around.
But I could tell them it was to prevent my murder.
But could you prove it?
Well, you heard them. I heard them too. Wouldn't that be enough?
I'm inclined to doubt it. Police seldom get called to find a dead husband and take the word of a wife and her lover about why he died.
But you're not my lover.
Try telling that to the police.
Dear, isn't there any way we could murder them first that would leave no traces?
No traces?
You know, something that would look like a natural death.
You mean two natural deaths? That's suspicious enough for any police.
Nonsense. You can't accuse a woman and her lover of causing two natural deaths.
I suppose not. But just how in the world can we cause them?
I don't know. You're a pharmacist. Don't you know any clever poisons that look like natural death?
Oh, of course. It's one of the first things they teach at pharmaceutical college.
It is. Good heavens, Virgil, why?
Well, we have to know what compounds are deadly, so we don't mix them together accidentally after we find work.
Well, that makes sense. Listen, why don't you go over to your cupboard and mix up with you?
I don't have any chemicals in my home.
Nonsense! Why, just a few months ago, I was reading in Agatha Christie mystery that there are just oodles of things almost anyone has in their own pantry that could be combined into ever so many deadly and untraceable poisons.
But the key phrase is almost anyone. Being a pharmacist, I make sure I never have those things on me. I'd hate to poison myself by mistake.
Well, perhaps we have some in our pantry.
You know, Marcia, you probably do. The average home usually does.
Huh. This is hardly an average home. Why, Tobias is worth millions.
Well, the average millionaire's home usually does too.
Really, who'd have thought it?
You must realize, Marcia, the average millionaire doesn't have the brains of a pharmacist.
Virgil, now's your chance.
Oh, Marcia, my pantry! Your pantry?
It would be poison.
Oh, yes. How foolish of me. I'll be right back.
Hello? Who? He what? Tomorrow?
Here, that's for me. Hello? This is Tobias Gilmore. Plane? Don't be ridiculous. Why would I order a plane? I didn't. I tell you I did. No, I would not cross my heart and hope to die. Ball and nerve. Last time I did business with that outfit.
You've done business with them before?
Of course not.
Their planes are so tacky. Planes? Whose plane? I didn't even say who was on the phone.
That's true, but isn't it obvious that planes must be tacky, or else why would Tobias refuse to do business with them?
Exactly.
But why would they think Tobias had ordered a plane?
Promotion. You know how telephone salesmen are. Call up a home, promise 6 free Conga lessons if you only track their product. They have you pay off an item that you never wanted for life.
But they said nothing about Conga lessons.
Naturally. You already do the Conga.
But how would the plane salesman know that?
Whose side are you on anyway? That is, the Yankees are playing the Angels tomorrow. Whose side are you on?
I thought baseball season had just ended.
Baxter, you're not leaving.
Well, he suddenly remembered. He has to change for dinner.
Right, I'll be back in 20 minutes. Marcia, how could you know what he suddenly remembered?
Well, you didn't know baseball season had just ended. Should not have the same privilege.
Of course you should. Excuse me.
Marcia, what do airplane manufacturers have to do with baseball season?
High five.
Last call for dinner.
Mr. Baxter just left.
First call for dinner then.
I'll just go bring him back.
Marcia, you might not be dressed.
I'll tell him to shut his eyes.
Marcia, he said he'll return in 20 minutes. Surely we can delay that long.
You like cold soup.
Perhaps we should go into dinner tonight.
Oh, you really did.
I'll just go hurry quickly up to bed.
Marcia Gilmore, come in here and shut that door. You can't tell the man why he's dressed.
The soup is getting cold. Huh? No, I'm not talking in code. Why would I? Oh, I see. No, it's not code. It's a simple fact. The soup is getting cold. So if you want it fast, you best hurry. Right. See you shortly.
Marcia, why should Virgil imagine that you're talking in code?
Well, the soup is getting cold. Just sounds like one of those spy novel phrases. The atmosphere is behind Lowellville. That sort of thing.
There's a real difference between emerald mirrors and cold soup.
Yes, but Virgil doesn't get out that much. By the way, darling, don't you plan to dress for dinner? You can hardly sit down at the table in your slippers.
I'm sorry, Persis. Wherever we think of me. I'll just be a moment.
But honestly, Tobias, I don't mind if you... I do hope my staying for dinner isn't causing so much trouble.
Not if you don't take second helping.
Oh, I seldom do. By the way, may I use your coffee? I'd like to freshen up before we dine.
Why, certainly. The guest house is your down the hall to your right. The opposite direction is more right. But of course, you wouldn't know where our bedroom is, would you?
Why, no. How would I know where your bedroom is?
How indeed. The guest house is that way.
You know, my dear, Tobias loves you very much. You're all he talks about every time I see him. I've never seen a man so completely infatuated with his own wife.
How nice of you to tell me, Mr. Moore.
Persis, please.
Oh, dear. Maybe I'm making a mistake. Perhaps I'd better call Virgil and cancel our plan, at least until I'm a bit more certain. Hello, Virgil? It's Marcia. About that poison. Well, no, I haven't lost my nerve. Not exactly. I was just thinking, it seems like such a drastic step, if you know what I mean. Well, yes, I know the poison is odorless, tasteless, and undetectable in the post-mortem. But is it all that painful? Mortal agony? Oh, dear. Virgil, I've come to the decision. Even if the poison is odorless, tasteless, and undetectable in the post-mortem, if it's going to cause lives mortal agony, 3 out of 4 is bad. Well, there's always a reason to smart art. But I suppose you meant something more prosaic, didn't you? Bianca, would you be a dear and tender Mr. Moore's coat? Or would you be a tragedian, Tobias?
What did she mean by that?
She
Oh, of course. Dollars.
Oh, here, sir. Let me
You mind very much acting that look after me? I wouldn't want Marcia to return while I was on the phone.
But you're not on the phone.
I will be in a moment, Persis. Just stand guard over there and make sure she doesn't return until I finish my call.
How do I stop her? Drag her screaming back to the bedroom or just wrestle her to the floor?
Well, hopefully I'll be finished before you have to make it.
But who are you calling so urgently, Tobias?
That airplane manufacturer, of course. After the conversation I had with him a few moments ago, it went surprised me I can't get this delivered. Then what do I do for Marcia's birthday? Damn, probably that idiot from across the hall. Why the name? What a pleasant surprise.
Now, Toby, you know I always drop by on her birthday. Even showed out for a present. I don't believe we've met.
Oh, I'm sorry. Persis DeVore, the next door.
How did you do?
Persis is the lady I told you about. The one who was helping me with Marcia's birthday surprise.
Oh, of course. I knew the name sounded familiar. But aren't you taking a chance, my dear? Won't Marcia be curious as to who you are and why you're here? And come to think of it, why are you here? Shouldn't you be
dinner.
It better be soon. I suppose you'll be done with this too, Mr. Ford?
Not too much trouble.
Do you mean that?
Of course she does. Let's go to another place at once.
Soup's gonna be like ice.
Perhaps she can help you. Bianca, I wonder if you do miss Hall Favor. Tobias, when that always comes around Marcia's birthday, why is she a day early?
She's very vague about calendars. What's a day here or there? One way or the other. That's her motto. And you'd think she, of all people, remembered the exact date.
Of all people?
Damn! You know I've forgotten something. And there's Marcia's mother. I forgot you didn't know.
Her forgetfulness must be contagious.
Now, be fair, Persis. I'm not all that forgetful.
Then why aren't you phoning that airplane person?
Ye gods, what ran my head? I don't know what it's about tonight. Everything seems sort of frantic and tortured. Can't quite put my finger on exactly what I mean. There's sort of confusing undercurrents matters.
Yes, I know exactly what you mean. And I can't put my finger on it either. A kind of ominous crackling in the air. Especially when Marcia's in the room.
I don't think she suspects. Marcia knew what we were up to.
It would certainly ruin everything we planned.
Maybe ruined already. Can't go there to your park before tomorrow morning. The whole thing's a bust. I want to see Marcia float away from the pier in style. Damn, the line's busy. Marcia!
How long have you been standing there?
Why, I just got here. Is there anything wrong?
Of course not.
Well, then why do you two look so startled?
Your dress.
It's thoroughly beautiful.
And you changed into it so startlingly fast.
Yes, that's it. Sterling dress, Sterling speed.
Goodbye. Perhaps I'd better change. Excitement is bad for your ulcer.
It's not that startling, Marcia.
Well, just how startling is it?
Now who's looking startled?
I'm not.
You most certainly are.
No, I'm not.
Most...
It's not the doorbell. It was, the mirror. My reflection. Saw myself in the startling dress. Got startled.
That startled? Aha! The very same look the moment the bell rang again.
Nonsense. I was just, looking in the mirror again.
Well, stop!
Gladly. Now, why don't you two go into dinner while I let Virgil in?
Shouldn't we wait and all go in together?
That's when there gets the coldest soup.
There's something to that, of course. Shall we then?
Well, I'll just get the door and be right with you. As soon as you're gone.
Very well, dear.
You hurry.
I'll be right back. Virgil! Thank heaven you're here. Did you do it?
Yes, I had to rush it, but I did it. It's all in here.
What in the world is that?
What does it look like?
A ceramic whoopee cushion?
This happens to be an imported bottle, or flagon, or whatever you want to call it from Switzerland. They make a liqueur there out of gentian root. You know, those 6-foot-tall yellow flowers. They clutter up the Alps.
Not that gentian with the blue flowers. And rather tiny.
That's the American type. They're more spectacular in the Alps. Lovely craftsmanship on the flagon, don't you think? But of course, the gentian is rather bitter, and the liqueur tastes positively foul.
So why have they brought it?
I didn't.
Somebody did.
I mean, brought the liqueur. I got it as a gift last Christmas. Took one sip before the rest down the sink. But the bottle was too pretty to throw away.
So why have they brought this fancy bottle?
It wasn't easy. It took 10 minutes to find a funnel.
Well, should we bring it into the dining room or what?
I'd rather thought out here after dinner would be more appropriate.
Appropriate. Is there an appropriate place for murdering my husband?
Well, if you put it like that, I suppose one place is just as good as the other. I'm rather new at this, you know.
Well, it's hardly habitual with me. Now, you're sure the poison you put in the bottle is supposed to taste this?
Well, they say it is. But then, how could anyone really know?
I don't follow that.
I mean, in order to know that it's tasteless, one once you tasted it, you had it.
I see. A poison person is not likely to spend his last moments alive describing flavors.
However, I'm sure it's odorless and undetectable in post-mortem.
So once you've had it, it doesn't matter whether you enjoyed it or not.
Mother! Marcia, my darling, how lovely you look. And who is this strange man?
Strange? What makes you say he's strange?
Well, I've never met him before.
Oh, that kind of strange. This is Virgil Baxter, my friend and neighbor. Our friend and neighbor. Mine and Tobias, both. This is my mother, Mrs. Thorne.
But you must call me Lynette.
Virgil is a druggist.
Pharmacist.
What's the difference? You deal in drugs, so drugs is just appropriate.
More appropriate. I mean, he doesn't deal in farms.
Or his name would be old McDonald.
I beg your pardon.
Well, never mind. Let's just go get that soup, shall we? Nice seeing you, Mother. A pity you can't stay for dinner. Or are you staying for dinner? Mother? Now where in the world is she going? How did this get back here? And how did this get on here?
Last call for dinner, Mrs. Thorne. Oh, what's happened to the pretty bow on your birthday present?
I don't know. I guess Marcia must have removed it.
What an odd thing to do.
Yes, wasn't it? Well, I guess it does be getting into dinner now. You know, excuse me, but I thought this was your evening off.
Oh, it is, ma'am. As soon as I'm finished serving dinner, free as a bird. My boyfriend will be coming back to me anytime now.
Oh, how nice. Well, have a pleasant evening.
Thank you, ma'am. Certainly didn't happen. Awful thing to do to your own daughter. That's better. It must be full. I'm sure it's garbage from his mom.
Never mind your hands. Use your feet. Go to the door. You get to it.
Oh, honey, it's you. Dinner got served.
Had a small brother with me. Just got back from the police station. I'm still trying to police ambulance.
We're going out on a date in the ambulance.
As far as my place, anyhow, I figured I'd save time if I came back to James. Jimmy could sign out and he'd have enough ahead of the game.
Oh, all right. Why don't you wait here? I have to change.
You can just take off the cap and ink and the dress looks fine.
Have to brush my teeth, too. I just had to sick of that stuff. It tastes pretty awful. Or the other one did anyhow.
Other what?
Bianca, who is that, officer? Is there anything wrong?
No, Mr. Gilmore, I'm not here officially. I'm begging to wait beyond the date. She said dinner got started late, so I'm waiting for her to finish.
Yes, just by all means, Officer Blake. Won't you have a seat?
Thank you.
Excuse me, but do you always go out on dates in uniform?
No, not at all, sir. I had to take an injured pedestrian to the hospital. In fact, I'm still driving the police ambulance so I can get my own car at the station.
Very well. Just make yourself comfortable and where in the world is Beth?
Search me. Whatever it is, Bianca says it tastes awful. Or shouldn't I be telling you that?
Probably not. I won't tell you snitch if you don't. The plane. Now's my chance while Marcia's in the other room.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, sorry. Birthday surprise for my wife. Have to get matters settled while she's out of earshot. Damn, got the come on my memo pad. No wonder why she's been acting so jumpy tonight.
Jumping? Who's actually jumping?
My wife. The stuff she reads would turn anyone's nerves to jelly. If I told her once, I'd hold her 100 times.
Tobias, what is keeping you? Our guests are... Oh dear. Why, officer, what in the world?
Never mind him. He's just here to get Bianca.
Bianca? I don't understand.
By the way, where did that bottle come from anyhow? Bianca had some and said to taste fine.
Bianca drank some wine.
You know how she is. Can't resist sampling things.
Oh, it's biased.
Okay, let's get that ambulance warmed up.
Ambulance? You mean you drank some of that, and this police officer is taking you away in an ambulance?
Only as far as the police station.
Dear.
Never mind about that, Marcia. There's something more important to discuss. You see, I found out what you was up to.
Dear. I guess I may as well make a clean breast of it.
Clean breast of what? What's been going on?
Oh, Bianca. Dear Bianca, it's all my fault. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be going on this.
No, the hit run driver.
What hit you, driver?
The one I just took to the hospital.
What?
Ben, stop cross-examining her.
I haven't been out of the apartment all day.
Wait, Bianca told me you've been gone for a stroll.
Well, you told me she needed the exercise.
She's got something to do with that hit run case.
She doesn't trust me.
Is something wrong? The suit's getting colder by the minute. Oh! Oh!
I'll be late all the way to the ambulance.
You better hurry. She may not have too much time.
Marcia, what are you talking about?
You don't know?
Of course not.
But you said, I'm sure you said you knew what I've been up to.
And I do. What does that have to do with Bianca?
What in the world is wrong with that Mr. Baxter? He just came back to the table, pale as death, commandeered the wine glass and he's drinking and sobbing.
I better go up and talk to him.
Not so fast. I want an explanation for your conduct first.
Oh no, then. You found out?
You mean you found out too?
I'm sorry, dear, yes. I overheard you and Virgil talking.
What's Virgil got to do with this?
You don't know?
Of course not.
Then don't tell him, Nolan. Now that you know, I know, of course you're not going through with it. And when he doesn't know, won't hurt him.
Well, that makes sense.
The hell it does. I do know what you've been up to. I must say, I'm very disillusioned.
Only disillusion?
Thought I knew you. Thought I could trust you. Thought I knew everything about your moods, your temperament. But this, I couldn't believe my eyes. It was like finding a mousetrap at Disney.
What? What is all shining about out here? And what in the world is the matter, Virgil? Well, you see, how did that get there? What? My present.
But that's Virgil's present.
What is?
He got it as a gift. Couldn't take the tape, though.
Just a moment, Marcia. That's my present to you. I brought it for your birthday.
My mother. How could you?
Marcia, what did you say? Maya knows nothing about it.
About what?
There, see?
But he said he knew what I'd been up to.
Then it's all over. All over. I'm ready to go quietly, officer. The things a man does for love. Officer, where did he go?
Bianca got taken away in an ambulance.
Ambulance?
She drank some of that stuff. You know what happened next.
The hell I do?
This is monstrous. Dreadful. That poor, sweet, innocent child.
Hush, not another word. She'll be all right once he gets her to the hospital.
But he's not taking her to the hospital. He's taking her up to his apartment.
Whatever for?
To get out of his uniform.
Toby! Not in front of my mother.
Think it's too late? It's all over.
We're ruined. I'm doomed. You're doomed. I just want to know why. Why?
Now I'd like to know why too.
Toby, make up your mind. You say you know everything, and you keep trying to find everything out.
Oh dear.
What is it?
I think I'm going to be sick. I think I'm a neighborhood soup.
Quick, the bathroom, down the hall to your right.
Now, Marcia, others relative peace and quiet, will you please explain what's been going on here tonight?
Oh, Marcia, be careful.
Listen, darling, I have an idea. Why don't you tell me what you think is going on, and I'll tell you if you're right or wrong.
Wouldn't it be simpler if you explained? But what is there to explain? Tobias and Marcia were having some people in for dinner, and one of the guests got sick. Hardly a cause for cross-examination.
Well, you put it like that. No way! What was all that stuff about Marcia being to blame for Bianca going off in that ambulance?
Why, all I meant was if I paid the child better wages, she could have gone off in a Mercedes.
Well, you were practically weeping about it.
That was for your sake.
My sake?
Of course, darling. Think of the drain on your finances if you had to pay her that much.
Oh, that's not that funny.
Well, why did Bertram get so upset when he walked in here?
He hates to see a woman cry.
Oh, you are clever.
Clever?
I mean, truthful. That's not the same thing.
That's what's so clever about it.
Wait a minute. I'm getting all confused.
And what you need is a drink. Huh? And you'll join him, of course.
I will.
Of course. It wouldn't be polite of him to drink and not offer any to a guest now, would it?
Marcia, there's something I should tell you.
After they drink, Mother. After.
Damn it. I don't feel like a drink.
Not even to wish him a happy birthday.
I put it like that. But Lynette didn't have a drink.
Mother doesn't drink.
She drinks like a fish.
She drank the wine at dinner.
Since then, drank her wine, had remorse, quit.
Just like that.
Well, you have to swear off sometime.
Oh, all right. Happy birthday, darling. Aren't you going to join me?
I hate to be the only other person drinking. Oh, for heaven's sake, I'll join.
No! No! Fight it! Fight the terrible urge. Never give in. Never!
Why shouldn't I have a drink if I feel like one?
You said you knew about my plans for tomorrow, didn't you?
Yes, but there's one thing you don't know.
There's at least 10 things I don't know.
Hush up and drink your toast.
Oh, all right, all right. Purses?
May as well get it over with.
Happy birthday. No, don't, you can't. Why not? Because her birthday's not until tomorrow.
Oh, where's the harm in anticipating?
Right. Oh. That hard.
Well, perhaps he's not very good at it.
Oh, he's better than you know. He's better than you know. He knows things. Oh, so many things. One can never take a look at him.
Well, he certainly knows how to louse up a dinner party.
Dinner! We completely forgot about dinner. No wonder why I feel so hungry. Come on, Persis. Everything will be cold.
Perhaps even you and Tobias.
What in the world did she do that?
Time to transfer after contact. Let's just go in.
You're just going to leave Virgil lying there? Hey,
Just go to his place with Eddie.
perhaps I better. That drink has the oddest taste. Almost like gin.
Yes, I suppose it did. After all, even plain water isn't entirely safe. It's all just a matter of degree.
Yes, to be sure.
Oh, I've never been sure.
Of course you haven't. None of us have. Marcia, darling, you simply must calm down.
Calm down? Now? At my moment of total triumph?
Darling, there's something I should tell you about that bottle.
Not now, Mother. Don't you see? I've done it. We've done it. Odorless, tasteless, and undetectable. And very soon, mortal agony.
Oh, but darling.
Why at her? And why am I on the floor?
Be calm, Virgil. Be calm. It's all over. And we've won.
Marcia.
One? You mean your husband and that woman there?
Not yet. It's only a matter of time before they curl up, fall down, and right about on the floor. The last part is my favorite.
Marcia.
What is it, Mother?
There's something I must tell you. Tell both of you. But before I do, there's something you must tell me. Why, darling, why?
Why what?
You're not darling.
Sorry.
But Mother, why what?
Why do you want to murder your husband? And that's a war woman.
If you only knew what I knew about them.
Know about them? You don't mean that he and she were...
Oh, no, Mother. If
was gin. I wanted something in the bottle so I could see just how far you two would really go.
Let me get this straight. You stole some poison that didn't belong to you, and you flushed it?
Well, you had no right to put poison in my birthday present.
But that was Virgil's present.
Nonsense. I brought that bottle here tonight as a birthday present to you. If you don't believe me, ask Bianca.
Say, you don't suppose this is the bottle Mr. Gilmer was talking about just before he left? I found it in the garbage.
But that's impossible. I stashed it in the kitchen with the cordial glass. I was going to wash it out later to conceal the evidence.
But I distinctly remember throwing it into the garbage.
Well, of course, that
You two are here. Give me that. This will show you once and for all that I know what I'm talking about. I dumped your precious poison, put gin in its place, and that's what devised in the DeBoer woman's dress. Now just take a taste of this if you don't believe.
No way.
not on your life.
They have a point, Mrs. Storm.
Don't be ridiculous, Bianca. This is gin. I know it's gin because I put it there. Look, I'll prove it.
Mother, what have you done?
Maybe she got the wrong bottle.
Neither
Had the poison in it.
I think I know. Wait, officers, wait! Hold that ambulance!
Now see what you've done.
Could have asked me.
Wait a minute. Bianca, you drank some of that stuff yourself.
That's right. I did.
But from which bottle?
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, how do you feel?
Canister. No, don't. Hold that ambulance.
Well, what do we do now?
How about some dinner?
Marcia, how can you think of sitting down to dine with all those lies on our conscience?
No, Virgil, be sensible. Tobias and Persis were planning to murder me, and my mother was in on it. She said she knew all about their plans for tomorrow, didn't she?
I grant you, they probably had it coming to them. But what about Bianca? She was entirely innocent.
Well, you can hardly blame us for Bianca being poisoned. After all, she shouldn't be tasting our liquor in the first place. I'll miss her, of course. But at least poisoning her was an accident, so we can't really feel guilty about it now, can we?
Speak for yourself. I feel perfectly rotten.
Well, you must know. So do I.
Why, Marcia, you do have a conscience after all.
Of course I do. Why, if I hadn't been so afraid, if it weren't for that poor woman, I'd have never gone through with it.
I don't follow that.
Oh, dear, if you only knew how much I adore, and always will adore my darling husband. Why, if he'd been planning to murder me on his own, I just might have let him succeed. The notion that he hated me so much would have made my life no longer living anyhow.
But knowing he had another woman waiting. Yes, I see.
It wasn't his planning to murder me that hurt so much. It was his planning to murder me so that he could go to her.
Say now, wait a moment. You adore, do adore, and always will adore Tobias so very much. How can you be insanely in love with me?
Virgil, I have a confession to make.
Oh, Marcia, I can see it in your eyes. You never did love me. You just needed an ally. You used me.
Virgil, what are neighbors for?
What a fool I was. When I think of it, throwing away all my values, all my scruples, for the love of a woman who never loved me in the first place, who probably despises me in her heart of all hearts.
No, Virgil, don't be too hard on yourself. You are kind of nice, rather mousy way. And I may even come to love you a little bit after we're married.
Mary, what are you talking about?
Virgil, we have to get married. Every book I've ever read, where the lover and I bump off the husband and get married, since each one knows about the other one's capital crime.
Marcia, this is not a mystery novel. This is real life. Do you know the difference?
Virgil, you're such an innocent. There is no difference. Husbands and wives are being murdered, left and right, all over the place. You find a case in almost every morning paper.
Because they all were